All right, we've got a pair of memorabilia breaks on tap tonight. And as has been our norm lately, unfortunately, we're going to have tons of unpaid teams. Isn't that fun? Don't we all love to waste a bunch of time at the top trying to scramble and sell teams that other people don't pay for? It's so much fun. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of that, there is some information to go over. So let's go ahead and get started with that while we're waiting for everybody to get in and get settled. So my feedback is automated. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. And thank you is the other message. I always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, and chatting with me. And especially thank you for those of you who actually pay for your bids, as opposed to all the people who haven't paid tonight. And we are taking a look at what is coming up in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, Trinity Baseball. That's a new release from Leaf. It actually came out today, but I wasn't feeling 100% confident I would get it on time, so we're going to break it tomorrow night instead, along with a 4-box break of Chronicles Draft Picks Football. Those are loose boxes from shared cases. On Thursday night, we're going to do a little jumbo. Hang on one second. I just realized that's like over, or can't read it. That's better. So yeah, on Thursday night, it's going to be 4 boxes, Topps Chrome Jumbo half case break, and it is the start of a new case. On Friday, we have 2 new releases, Elements Football, Bowman Sterling Baseball. We will open both of them on Friday by the half case quantity, and they will both be loose box breaks. Then Saturday and Sunday are both off nights. Now, let's take a look at shipping info. So here is the 411. These are both paid shipping breaks tonight, which means if you are lucky enough to be a person who hits in this break, you can expect your item to ship to you sometime within the next 7 days, no later than Tuesday the 18th, a week from today. Sometimes they go sooner, but it shouldn't go later than that. There are no paid shipping breaks tonight, so we don't need to worry about that. Consolation cards come into play, however. So if you are in this break tonight and you do not pull a team, or your team isn't pulled in the break, you are still entitled to a consolation card, and that is just simply a used loose trading card for your team. It can be from any year and any series. I do keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period, and normally would just send it with your next package on a free shipping break. If you want it sent sooner, all you need to do is send me a message and let me know. Now, normally we'd be able to start breaking now, but thanks to our friends who bid and don't pay, that is not the case. We have got some things we've got to sell here. Oh, some of it got paid. That's good news. We're down to just 2 now. That is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the helmets that need to find a new home, and then the Giants in the jerseys need to find a new home. So looks like the Giants sold for $32. That's a full case break on the jerseys, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that helmet, looks like it sold for $20 and some change on eBay. So looking for somebody who wants to give a home to one or both of those teams, if somebody wants to jump in and say yay or nay. Meanwhile, I'll bring you back to me for a second. I'm going to go in and update the spreadsheet to reflect the fact that those 2 are unpaid, and then we'll roll onward from here. All right, so it looks like, Roy, you want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the helmet break, right? Okay, so Roy, sorry, I just unplugged my iPad, but that's all right. It's got enough charge, it'll hang on. So, all right, so Roy, you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the helmet break. I am going to type in here for you my email address that I use for PayPal. Now, I do not use this for correspondence. If you send me a message there, I'm never, ever going to see it. But it is what I use for PayPal. So, Roy, if you want to go ahead and send over the $20 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this first break for the helmet, I am going to get it closed out here on eBay, and I'm going to update the spreadsheet to reflect that that is you. So while you're doing that, I'm going to do this, and we'll reconvene here in just a second. So give me just 1 minute to get all this squared away here, please. And what am I doing here? There we go. Well, if I could click the right button, that would help, wouldn't it? Maybe. Maybe. Well, hang on a minute. Now this is acting like eBay's asking me if I want to send a refund, but it was showing as unpaid. So let me see if the guy paid while I was in the middle of canceling the order. He may have. Roy, if he has, hang on a minute. Let me go back in and see. Because right as I was hitting the button, then it suddenly popped up and asked about sending a refund. So yeah, it looks like the Tampa Bay Rays have now paid for their spot, Roy. Did you already send me the PayPal? If you did, I will log in here and shoot it back to you like right now. So if you can just let me know on that one. That only leaves us with the Giants in the jersey break, and we'll go ahead and do the helmets in the interim and do what we need to do there. And we'll come back around to the other. So let's get up here. All right, that is, well, maybe done. All right, done there. All right, so Roy, we caught you before you hit send. All right, cool. Yeah, that was like crazy, though. I have never had that happen before. When I was in the process of canceling it, it popped up and said, do you want to refund? And I'm like, wait a minute, what? That's crazy. All right, so Thomas says you've got 20 in for the Giants in the jersey, and Drew has offered 25. So our bid right now sets with Drew for the Giants in the jersey break is setting at 25 at the moment. If anybody else is interested in that, it is a speak now or forever hold your peace kind of moment. Meanwhile, let's take a look at where we left things. If I can get my, well, maybe we're going to take a look at where we left things. If I can get my program to cooperate here, that seems to have, there it is. Oh, it went all nuts on me there for a second. I do not know why. Now it's fixed. Okay, so yeah, we talked about this a minute ago. Hopefully all of you were logged in and saw it. If you didn't, here's the deal. If you hit, it's going to ship out sometime within the next 7 days. Free shipping breaks always just fall somewhere within a 7-day window. If you don't hit, Consolation Card typically sent with your next package because it's a free shipping break. You want it sent sooner, hit me up, send me a message on eBay, let me know, take care of it for you. And now we are officially all paid up here on the helmet, so we can break number 2 of this product. And it ended tonight on eBay the same night that we are breaking it, which is Tuesday night, the 11th of August. You're going to find that your team names are there on the left-hand side, and the winning bidder is across from each team on the opposite side. And, of course, if you're here for the jersey break, you hang tight. You'll get a chance to see your name in lights up there very shortly. The helmets won't take us too terribly long. All right, so Drew, that is all yours, my friend. Those are going to be your spot in the jersey. So while we're breaking the helmet, I'm going to go ahead and ask you if you would to please shoot over your PayPal payment for $25 to the email address that I just typed in there. And then I'll update the spreadsheet and everything like that right before we do the break. So that'll give you a little time to take care of the payment while I am taking care of getting these helmets broken. So I am also going to adjust the focus as soon as this window pops open. And you're going to notice it gets a little bit blurry back there in the background. That is intentional, so don't sweat that. I just don't like, all the zooming in and out. All right, these come in big honking boxes, and you can't see the whole box, but what I can do is show you. There's the bottom, and here's the top with the handy red tape as sealed up by good old TriStar. And what I'm going to do is try to lay it over on its side and ease it out that way so you can see it come out of the box. And I would say, I don't know, 10% of the time I knock the camera over. So if I send you on Mr. Toad's wild ride, not to worry, I will get it I will get it sorted out if I do send it flying before we manage to work our way through these. All right, it's numbered on the top. It says 1001 on the top. Nope, I knocked over something else, but not the camera, so hey, that's improvement. This might be the Giants, as a matter of fact. I think it might be. Let's see. Yeah, it is. How about that? What are the odds, right? The Giants, of course, Giants is who we're talking about for the jerseys, but we got a Giants helmet to start things off. There is your signature on the top. Let's see who our little card tells us. Mr. Phil Simms. So that's one you don't see terribly often. That's nice. We have a hologram authentication sticker on the back from TriStar. That is a generic TriStar COA. Their paper COAs are completely interchangeable. They are not in any way specific to the item itself. But nonetheless, that's how we are starting off tonight, with a nice Phil Simms for the Giants. So let me get this one tucked away, and then we'll see who waits us in our second one. All right, Drew Deasy says you're all cool with getting that over to PayPal. Thank you very much. Tanner says it was for the jerseys, not the helmet. Right, correct. He will have the Giant spot in the jerseys. Drew Deasy will, because he picked up the extra spot there. So yeah. All right, so our next one, here's our lovely little red seal, and our lovely little red seal again. And we're going to have to maneuver this the same way and get it out of there, hopefully without making too big of a mess. One can hope. I really have sent the camera flying a lot. I know I need to figure out a different way to set up. I need a bigger, I need a wider table. I don't need a longer one. That's just a strange blank piece of paper on the top. But I do need a wider one. Would be nice. All right, come on out of there, friend. There we go. Ooh, it's a Steeler, I can tell that much. Of course, I could have looked on the card, but I don't know. I like to be surprised, too. Oh, it looks like it's probably James Conner. I think that's what that autograph's going to be. We'll look at the little card in a minute. But there is your signature for the Steelers. Nice, shiny black helmet. And there is your authentication sticker. Looks like that is JSA, maybe. But where is our... That is JSA. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hold on. There is our JSA authentication. It is stuck in the grid there on the opposite side. So I'll just leave it there. I won't try to extract it. And it does indeed tell us that that is the one and only James Conner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So our helmets end up going Steelers and Giants tonight. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. There's something else that came out of this bag. Let me see what this is. Oh, here you go. There he is signing it. So you got a picture to go with it, and then there's a Denver autograph COA. So those two things were hanging out in the plastic bag, so you'll get that, plus the little generic TriStar card. Bonus. Bonus. All right, let me get the two helmets set out of the way. Give me one sec here. Okay, that is done. I am going to now go in and update our spreadsheet here because Drew Deasy Drew has picked up the Giants in this next break. So I need to make a little notation about that, and I need to get it canceled out on eBay. So this will take me just a couple minutes here, guys, to get this done. All right, first things first, let's make sure I don't have another... We don't have another one where something's coming in as we're closing something out, but no, we haven't this time. So we'll go ahead and get this done. And, all right, taken care of in point A. Now I just need to get to point B here. All right, and so Drew Deasy, did you, who should I be looking for in terms of the payment? Like what name will be on it? Because I'm not seeing one in here that says $32, so I'm just curious. No, you're 25, that's why. Haha, dummy. That's why. My bad. Never mind. So I'm going to just abbreviate the name that I see on here, and that will help me cross-reference it. So that's what I'm going to put on the spreadsheet. I have learned that putting YouTube names can be dicey sometimes. Then I have trouble finding where it goes. So this is, I think, the better way for me to keep track of it. All right, there we go. Now we got it. Yeah, I'm on track. I know. Took me a minute. I'm a little slow tonight. Listen, I'm on like 4 hours sleep for 2 nights in a row, like 4 hours sleep. So it's a wonder I'm even still functioning. All right, so once again, for those of you who might have missed it earlier, the 411 is this. Free shipping breaks always ship within a 7-day window. Sometimes the first part, sometimes the last part, sometimes the middle, but won't be later than Tuesday the 18th, a week from today. And of course, if you hit, that's when you can expect it. If you don't hit, Consolation Cards typically would be held to be sent with your next package just because it is a free shipping break. If you want it sent sooner, you only have to send me a message on eBay and say, hey, send me those cards, Consolation Cards sooner by themselves, and I will be happy to do it. And that'll get us on the road quicker if you want it done that way. So this is a 5-box case of 2020 TriStar Game Day Grade Series 2 autographed football jerseys. It is a full case break, and it is break number 11. And of course, our eBay end date was tonight, same night we're breaking it, which is Tuesday night, the 11th of August. We've got our team names there on the left-hand side. Winning bidder user ID is across from each team on the opposite side. And then, of course, we can thank Drew Deasy Drew here for being kind enough to pick up our New York Giants, the unpaid team in here. So he picked those up, and I just abbreviated it to match it on PayPal. So, yeah, I guess I should make sure your shipping address is in there, too, shouldn't I? That happened the other day, too. Somebody paid me, and then there was no shipping address in there, and whew, then they hit, and then I had to, do a little detective work, So we're trying to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row, and it looks like it was in there, so we are good. See, I'm optimistic. I'm thinking I'm going to be needing to ship you something, right? That's what we're expecting. All right, James says you don't understand why people can't pay. You can't tell you how many times you've been sniped at the end, only to pay for another. You pay, and then you end up getting another team, and then the person who had the team you wanted first didn't pay. I know. It does happen a lot. And some of it, honestly, is probably people who, maybe put in their bid a long time ago and they've forgotten about it, or they just don't keep track of it, or they've gotten tied up. That's why I send out messages to remind people, even people that I know really well. I still send out those messages, usually 15, 20 minutes before the break, just to kind of remind people, because it is easy to overlook it and forget. So there are certain people I think that applies to. Sometimes I think people are in different time zones and they get confused about the start time, so that can be problematic. And other times people just never intended to pay. So all the above. Roy, you liked the hit and the helmets. They were good. I like that too. Kevin, you said you were late, and what did you miss? We pulled out James Conner for the Steelers, and we pulled out, who was on the Giants helmet, guys? Phil Simms, wasn't it? I think it was. So that's who it was. And then we're just now, of course, getting started on the jerseys. And Drew Deasy, I found you in PayPal, so thank you, sir, for jumping in there to say that too. Now, here's the deal. If we find a collegiate signed jersey in here, which is possible that somebody signed on their collegiate jersey, if it is a current player, it's an active player, I should say, it will go to their current team. If it is a retired player, it will go to the team they played for the longest. That is only in the instance of it being signed on a collegiate jersey. Unlike this for Mark Brunell here, who is, well, let's see, where is his, there is his signature on there. He is TriStar authenticated, and that is, I don't know, that says something like Radkey Sports or something. There's a second authentication on it. And Mark Brunell, I don't know. That could be a collegiate jersey. As a matter of fact, I don't know what Washington University jerseys look like. But what I am going to do is check real quickly and make sure that I know the team where he played the longest, in case that is where we need to go with it. So give me 1 second. I thought he was the Jags, honestly. But since sometimes I'm not right, imagine that. We're going to look it up. And let's see here. He was, for the longest time with Jacksonville. 9 years with them, 3 years with Washington, 2 with the Saints, 2 with the Jets, 1 with the Packers. So that is then, I guess, his, I guess we now know what the Washington University collegiate jerseys look like. They're purple, apparently. And, so it does go to Jacksonville. Oh, Roy, you are a truck driver and your time zone changes constantly. Yes, I bet it does. I'm going to put this, let's put this card in there with that. I bet that it is challenging, isn't it, to keep up with probably even what time zone you're in. I would imagine that it would be. I think. Oh, Roy, I was just looking there. You were having a little fun with Kevin. That's funny. I'm catching up on chat, so yeah. And you guys, Tanner and Roy, were jumping in there to also concur Jacksonville. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I do like to go make sure if there's a question about one that I know they've played for more than one team. Every once in a while, you know, somebody will sneak in there on me. Next up, we see Billy Sims. And Billy Sims here has got his signature with an inscription of the jersey number and a Heisman inscription. It is JSA authenticated. We see our sticker there, and we have a JSA paper authentication to go along with it. There's our generic card, and I do believe this is also on a collegiate jersey. For the sake of argument, we'll go verify this one too, which is, you guys know how I am. I always go look them up, so even when we think we know them, I still look them up. Yep, he only played one team, which is the Lions, and that is now officially verified. So Billy Sims to the Lions, made all official like on NFL.com. So if you guys ever want to play along, that's where I go look for the information when it comes to stuff like that, just to make sure I'm quoting you the right stuff. Rolling in here to box number 3. Drew Deasy, you said beer naps sometimes get in the way. Roy, you live in Missouri. Okay, all right. Well, that's a pretty good place to be. I wouldn't mind living in Missouri. DeAndre Hopkins, and this little card is pretty bent up, as you can see, but it is just a little informational card that they typed up. It's really not important. It is on a Texans jersey, so that is where it's going to go. Despite the fact that the Texans made some really bad trades, this is still a Houston Texans jersey. TriStar authenticated with a hologram sticker. There's your signature and a generic TriStar paper authentication. So at the moment, we are Texans, Lions, and the Jags. where we are right now. Roy says that Billy Sims was underrated. He was an underrated running back. Well, I kind of thought Billy Sims was fairly well regarded. So, I don't know. I didn't really realize he was not thought highly of. But then again, I wasn't really watching a lot of football at that point in time, so we have ourselves a little Robert Woods. And Robert Woods here, we pulled him out of another one recently. This is on a Rams jersey, and you'll note the little horns up inscription. It is PSA DNA certified, and there is your PSA DNA paper certificate to go along with the sticker. And then your Robert Woods little generic info there from TriStar. So we'll get all of our paperwork lined up in there so it all stays together. Roy says you're old enough to remember Billy Sims playing. Yeah, I don't remember him. I mean, I know who he is. I've heard of him, obviously, but no. Not remembering him playing, no. Oh, he got injured, and that's why he had a short career. Okay, well, that would make sense. Although, you know, really in that position, it's hard for anybody to have a long career. They take a lot of wear and tear, those guys at RB. How about Mr. Tony Dorsett for the Dallas Cowboys to close us out tonight on the jerseys? So there is your Tony Dorsett autograph. Looks like he's got his jersey number as an inscription. It is TriStar authenticated. There is our hologram sticker. Does not look like we have the generic paper from TriStar, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't, because it is generic. The sticker is the only thing that matters. But what I'm trying to show you, if I can... I didn't want to take the whole thing out, but we may have to do it like this. It's one of the limited edition jerseys. We pulled one of these recently, too. This one is number 76 of 500. In fact, it might have been in our very last case that we pulled one. It was very recently. So that is a nice hit for the Dallas Cowboys with Mr. Tony Dorsett. Once again, no generic paper authentication, but the important part is the hologram sticker on the item, and that is there. So to recap, Cowboys, Tony Dorsett. For the Rams, it is Robert Woods with a nice little horns up inscription, and it was, I should have said, PSA DNA certified as seen by the sticker and the paperwork. Then DeAndre Hopkins, still a Texan when he signed this. That's on a Texans generic jersey. And it is TriStar hologram authenticated. Underneath our wrinkly TriStar info card is the generic COA in the paper version. Billy Sims here on a collegiate jersey. We did verify it does go to the Lions, the only team that he ever played for professionally. JSA sticker authentication, paper JSA authentication. You can see sticking out there behind it. So Mr. Billy Sims there going to the Lions. And then Mark Brunell. And there is your signature. It is dual authenticated. That says Radkey Sports or something along those lines. And then there's your TriStar hologram sticker. And you have a TriStar generic paper COA. And then, of course, their generic info card. We did verify that one. He did play for a lot of teams. But, again, that was a collegiate jersey. So it goes to the team he played for the longest since he's retired. And that was definitely Jacksonville at 9 years. So Mark Brunell to the Jags. James, could you do me a favor, please, and send me a message on eBay just letting me know that you want your consolation card sent now separately, because that will remind me easier than this, because everybody's got different eBay usernames than their name that they use on YouTube, and then oftentimes their name that I ship to is still yet totally different. So the best thing would be if you could jump in there and just send me that reminder message, and that way I can print it out and I'll lay it with the jerseys, and then when it's time to ship those out, that will serve as my notice that I also need to send you your consolation card. And I'm sorry we didn't have any luck for you tonight, so that's no fun. Roy, you said Billy Sims was Barry Sanders before Barry Sanders. Well, all right, I like that. Barry Sanders was pretty awesome. Sperry's here. Hi, Sperry. You want to know what the consolation is? Again, it's a loose trading card. Okay, so like I have a box of cards for the Broncos. I have a box of cards for the Steelers. And by box, I mean, like a sorting box, like sectioned, the kind you buy at a card store. Anyway, it's got just loose trading cards in it. So I'm going to grab one of those out for your team, and it can be from any year in any series. So you might get a card from 2018 or 2019. You might get a card from 2005, but it would just be a random card for your team that did not hit. So again, I do keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. Usually what I do is the next time you have a package shipping, that's when I send out any consolation cards that you're due within that 90-day rolling window. But sometimes people don't want to wait, in which case that's fine. I just put it in an envelope and send it on its merry little way by itself. So that's just what you have to drop me a line on eBay and say, hey, send me my consolation card, and we'll get it on the way. So that's how that part works. And just for kicks, we'll put up the shipping information one more time. People jump in and out all the time. And we'll also take another quick look at what's coming up in the days ahead. So again, both of these free shipping breaks, you heard me explain just a second ago the consolation card info, so we won't read that out again. But you can expect if you hit an item tonight, it'll be on the way to you sometime within the next 7 days. Free shipping stuff just kind of goes in somewhere in a 7-day window, usually when I find myself with enough time to get it out before my pickup, but not enough time to do a whole other, card break in between. So, they slide in those little empty spots. And yeah, so that's all we need to know about that. And as far as the days ahead, tomorrow night it is going to be a case of Leaf Trinity Baseball. That is a new release that actually came out today. And then we're going to do 4 loose boxes of Panini Chronicles Draft Picks Football. Those are both tomorrow night, Wednesday night. On Thursday, we are going to start a brand new case of Topps Chrome Jumbo, and we're going to be breaking half of that case. So 4 jumbo boxes is what we'll break on Thursday night. Friday night, we have 2 new releases. It's Elements Football, which I happen to like a lot, and Bowman Sterling Baseball, which I also happen to like a lot. And we'll be breaking half case quantities of each of those 6 boxes in both instances, and they will be loose boxes from shared cases in both of those breaks. So that is how that works. And yeah, I guess that's pretty well got us wrapped up for tonight. So thanks once again, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'd love to see you again. So listen, if you got time to come hang out with me, do it. I like the company. Makes the time go faster when I have company, for sure. So in the meantime, stay safe and happy and healthy, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye now.